Hello, lovely people. Thank you so much for joining me here online today. I'm Zoe, if we haven't met before, and I'm going to be taking you through a 4-part series. So the idea behind this is just as like a weekly check-in throughout the month of January. Nothing overwhelming, nothing that feels like too much of a task or is going to take up too much time, but just an opportunity to carve out 30 minutes or so for yourself once a week. And of course, they're going to be available at any time of year. So if you ever just need an opportunity to ground, to reconnect, to just reflect and have some, of course, sacred you time, this could be a really nice companion to your practice any time of year, even though we are doing this in January to start with. And today we're just going to start sat on the floor. If you want to fetch anything that you know you like to practice with, maybe that's some blocks, maybe it's a cushion just underneath the bottom if that feels a little bit more comfortable into the hips and into the lower back. Finding your way down towards the ground, cross-legged or sat back towards your heels. I'm sitting back towards my heels today. And I'm just going to invite you to bring the backs of the hands to rest on tops of the thighs. And start to gently lift through the back of the head, through the back of the neck, as though there is a long string just attached to the center point of the crown, lifting you in towards the space above you. Notice if any space opens up in between the vertebrae of the neck. And naturally, the shoulders might just start to fall away from the ears. And with every inhale, can you really start to exaggerate that movement? So it might not look like much of a movement, but just starting to bring that space. Maybe there's a little bit of release into the neck just from this simple message of lifting the head up away from the shoulders. And with your exhale, can you start to just gently tuck the tailbone under, grounding through sit bones, arriving into this space, scanning the body as it is, noticing what is here with us today. What thoughts, what physical feelings. And without attaching ourselves to any of those words or feelings that come up, just simply let them go, watch them pass by. Softening parts of the body that are asking to be softened. Noticing where the breath is landing. Is it landing in the chest? Is it landing in the collarbones? Maybe the breath is already traveling down to the base of the belly. And with your next inhale, can you start to really fill the torso, fill the belly with breath? Part the lips and sigh it out the mouth. Taking one more breath just like this, in through the nose. And sigh it out the mouth. And maybe the eyes stay closed here. And just start to flick the wrists. Bring some movement into the hands. Really shake any stagnant energy away that wants to be moved. Maybe some flicks of the fingers. Maybe some drops of the head from side to side, wrist circles, or interlacing the hands, making a figure of 8. Just intuitive movement. Enjoy where your body takes you in this moment. I am here to guide you, but I really want you to feel into your own sense of self-expression and physical movement, creativity in this practice. Okay, with your next breath, let's start to reach the arms up and overhead. We take a full breath in. Maybe the hands stay interlaced and we send the palms towards the sky. And as you exhale, release the hands down towards the ground, blinking the eyes open. Tuck the toes. We're going to find our way into a ragdoll forward fold at the top of our mat. So wherever it is that you've landed, take the feet around hip width distance apart. And maybe for now it's just some sways side to side, left to right, transferring the weight. Maybe the hands stay connected towards the ground, or maybe you start to take a bind of the elbows, breathing the weight forward. Notice if that finds extra space into the hamstrings and allowing the back of the neck to be long again as it was when you were seated. As you inhale, you're going to travel the hands over towards the left side of your mat. Lift the fingertips or use your blocks here as you halfway lift. And as you fold, release the heart towards the left knee. Exhale. Traveling back through center and over towards the right side of your mat. Lifting to fingertips, lift the heart. Heart towards the right knee as you exhale. Let's come through center, take a halfway lift, breathing in, lift the fingertips, lengthen spine.
And exhale to forward fold. Slowly, slowly take a soft bend into the knees as you press into the outer feet. Start to roll up through the spine as you notice each vertebra steadily stack on top of one another. And reaching the arms alongside the ears, we take an inhale. As you exhale, the right hand is going to take the left wrist and you're going to curtsy step left foot behind right. Breathe in, lift up through the left arm. And as you exhale, really bending into both knees, reaching the way over towards the right. Hover the left knee. As you inhale, can you start to open through the chest? Lift your gaze towards the sky. Nice. Exhale, come back through center. Reset with a full body stretch. We inhale, stand tall. Left hand takes right wrist and we're going to curtsy over to the other side, the right foot steps behind. Take a breath in, lift up through the right arm, and as you exhale, hover the right knee away from the ground. Take an extra breath when you find stillness. Lift your drishti inside your right arm. And exhale. Travel through center, take an inhale breath, arms reach high. And samastiti here, reset the arms alongside the body. So bringing hands to prayer at heart center is where we begin. And inviting any intention into your practice, whatever comes to mind first is usually what I run with. Today we're going to move through movements that engage the side body, some twists, building up this inner heat, this inner engine, this inner driver within us. And I quite like to think of practices like this as a way of just releasing all distractions around us. Not relying on the exterior or the outer world to give us what we need or what we want. Instead, finding this place within us to create it for ourselves. Breathing the eyes open, lift arms overhead. Find Urdhva Hastasana as you see thumbs. Take it down to a forward fold as you exhale. Take halfway lift to inhale. Bringing the hands towards the earth, simply step it back to your downward facing dog. Adjusting the feet as you need, adjusting the hands. Maybe your first downward facing dog has some movement, hips can sway from side to side. Nod the head, shake the head. Taking one more extra breath here, pressing into the base of the palms. And as you find stillness, can you soften into the back of the neck and exhale? Start to wave it forward to your high plank on your inhale and step the feet a little bit closer together as you do. Wave the weight into the hands. Send the knees over towards the left. Press into the right hand, lift the left arm up and corkscrew back, gaze towards the back of your space. Left hand towards the top of your mat and then pivot, right leg towards the sky, three-leg dog. As you exhale, draw knee towards the nose and land the right foot in between the hands. You're dropping the left heel, bring the right hand down and circle the left arm up and past the left ear. Find your extended side angle. As you exhale, release the left hand back down towards the ground. Let's go for one more breath. We inhale, circle. Maybe the gaze starts to follow the thumbs. And exhale to release. You're going to skandasana into your left knee, so travel towards the back of your mat. Land the fingertips. Press and lift the heart as you inhale. Maybe there's a brief moment to pause in a forward fold as you exhale. Traveling back through center, land into the right foot, come to stand. Turn the heels in and the toes out as you inhale, lift and lengthen. And cactusing the arms as you bend the knees, find your goddess pose, exhale. Taking a big breath in, broaden through the front body, tuck the tailbone under. And exhale. Interlace the hands behind your back, lift through the heart, breathe in. Turn the heels out this time and dive the weight forward to Prasarita, exhale. And shifting the weight forward, find that sweet spot of balance in between. One to hold, inhale. And exhale. Travel to the back of your mat, so the left foot is forward, release the arms. Find a high lunge, sweeping the arms up alongside the ears. And as you exhale, the left hand is going to take the right wrist and side stretch over towards the left, keeping the pelvis through center if you can, and keep drawing the left knee in towards the midline. Coming through center, we inhale, release the wrist bind, and exhale, hands towards the earth. Step it back to your high plank, lower the knees, the chest, the chin, all the way down towards the ground, elbows travel back. Press into the hands, lift the heart, find your cobra. And exhale, take it towards your child's pose. Sit bones to heels, exhale. Travel forward, tabletop. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Taking a full breath in. And a full breath out. Okay, heel toe the feet a little bit closer together again, so that the knees come to connect, and travel forward to your high plank as you inhale, weight to hands. Turn the knees towards the right, corkscrew it back and release the right arm towards the sky, exhale. Travel forward, right hand low. Left leg picks us up, this time we take an inhale. Knee towards nose, land it in between the hands. Extended side angle, adjust the back foot. Left hand lands. We breathe the right arm alongside the right ear, inhale. As you exhale, you're going to circle the right arm down. So take as much space up as you need here. Breathe it high for one more inhale. And circle it down as you exhale. Reset, right arm high, inhale. Skandasana to the right leg this time, exhale. Fingertips land, lift the heart, lift away from the earth. And melt the heart down and forward, exhale. Travel through center, this time we rise again. Lift and lengthen, turn the toes in. And then turn the heels in as you exhale, find your cactus arms in your goddess pose. So maybe here you stay and you hold. Maybe the hands are going to drop towards the thighs and you can just subtly roll the thighs open here. Maybe the hands meet in prayer. I'm going to go for an elbow bind, lifting the arms alongside my ears. Breathing 3. Breathing 2. Breathing 1, inhale. Turn the toes in and release, find Prasarita. This time the hands land, Prasarita A. Take a halfway lift, lengthen the arms and fold forward, exhale. Travel to the right foot, we rise to our high lunge, you're back towards the top of your mat. Circle the arms high and wide, inhale. The right hand is going to take the left wrist and side stretch over towards the right. Taking a full breath in as you drag that right knee through center. And exhale. Through center, we inhale, release the bind. Exhale, hands towards the earth. Maybe this time you step it back to your high plank. You can lower, shift the weight forward, elbows bend back, and we hover. Transfer the weight forward to your upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. We exhale. Take one breath in before dropping towards your tabletop, the knees lower. Okay, some options here. You're going to drop the right forearm down towards the ground, and the left hand is going to be roughly in alignment with the right elbow. You might pause here, or you might tuck your toes and start to lift your hips up towards the sky. So finding a little funky dolphin here. You can knit the thighs together, keep the feet connected. If you want, the left knee is going to travel towards the left tricep, and you might hold, or you might shift the weight forward and drag that right leg to connect with left. Food for thought. If you would rather be lower towards the ground, drop to the knees again. Keep the left hand where it is and travel the right arm forward and find a nice melting heart pose, focusing particularly on that right shoulder and through the chest. 2 breaths wherever you're exploring. Exhale, making sure you are breathing. I know it's hard when we're upside down, but making this your focus, making this your priority. And we all release. Maybe taking a moment in child's pose, or simply sit back towards the heels. Take a moment to breathe and reset. Okay, if you want, you can go for an extra vinyasa. I'm just going to meet in a downward facing dog. So wherever you're ready, let's all meet here. Take a breath in, lift the heels, feet together, bend the knees, step, jump, float top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale, and forward fold, we exhale. So to rise through Urdhva Hastasana, take a big breath in, and release the arms by your side, exhale. Right, I'm going to turn my back to you so that you can see this next step. So we're going to bring the arms high again. The right hand takes the left wrist. You can step the left foot behind you again. Start to take it back into your curtsy lunge. But options here this time. Maybe the left knee starts to imprint into the back of the right calf. As you pick the left heel up, squeeze it in towards your bottom and maintain that side stretch. Otherwise, use that side stretch space to bring the left elbow outside the right knee. And we'll pivot again so you can see. And hands can come to prayer. But I want you to think about really sending that left heel out so you can just see it in your peripheral vision. So really flaring it out. For some, this might become a side crow. You can drop the left foot, the hands can come to earth, and you can shift the weight forward and keep the bind of the legs. So wherever you want to be, if you want to take it to the ground, maybe it becomes your seated twist. So breathing for 2, inhale. Exhale. For 1. And exhale, release. Come back through center. Let's all rise together. Take an inhale. Let's take it straight to the other side. Left hand to right wrist. Right foot crosses behind us this time. So find that deep bend into the knees. Can you hover the knee? Maybe the next step is to bring the knee behind the calf and then start to draw the heel in towards the bottom. If you're going for that bind again, the right elbow is going to find its way down. So really use that side body space to find your way towards the bind. Flare that foot out if you can. Maybe travel down towards the ground. Shift the weight into the hands. And you're going to be coming back the way you went in. Let's all travel backside crows. Meeting in our little funky bind and then standing through center. Well done, everyone. Take an inhale, release. And Samastiti, exhale. Okay, we're going to go for one more round and add a few pulsations and layers into our flow. So start to breathe the arms towards the sky, inhale. Take it down, forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Step, jump, float your way. Maybe a little handstand hop. Cobras up dogs. And downward facing dog. Let's breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Bring the feet to touch. Wave forward in your high plank, inhale. Knees towards the left, corkscrew back, left arm high, exhale. Inhale, left hand towards the top. Keep waving forward to your high plank and then melt the hips down. Find hanging upward facing dog. Keep the left toes tucked. Right leg goes towards the sky. Press it into the hands. 3 leg. Knee towards the nose. Land in between the hands. Land the left foot. Find your extended side angle. So maybe you fetch your block at this point. And we're just going to play with some alignment here. So actually this time, walk the right hand forward. So it's beyond the toes. This might be a nice time to use your block. And then send your gaze towards that first finger. Keep pressing down, and then maybe start to lift the hand towards the sky. If there's anywhere else that you would like to go from here, maybe that means taking a bind, right arm underneath the thigh, and then connecting to clothing, to a strap, or to the other hand, you can be there. Either holding here, or if you would like, this might become your Ardha Chandra. So traveling forward, bringing the block with you. Start to stack the left hip on top of the right. And if you're going there, play with the alignment of that bottom hand again. Take it out and wide over towards the right. Lean the weight over, maybe catching a bind of that top foot. Breathing 2 wherever you are. Exhale. For 1, inhale. And exhale, nice. Soft bend into the right knee. Land the left foot. Refind your extended side angle. I know that right leg is it's doing some work right now. And then come out, Skandasana into the left knee. Take your halfway lift. We inhale. We fold and exhale. Travel through standing. Take an inhale to rise. Find your goddess as you exhale. Let's take some pulsations here. Drop left elbow to left thigh. Reach the right arm up and past the right ear. Breathe in. As you exhale, circle the right arm down. Connect right elbow to right thigh and left arm lifts. Release the hand down. Right arm high, we inhale. And exhale through center. Inhale, left arm high. And exhale through center. Let's go one more each side. Inhale. And exhale. Final one, inhale. And exhale. Press into the heels, stand tall. Oh, my legs are on fire. Take it down, Prasarita fold, exhale. From here, the right hand goes low. The left arm goes high, we open twist. We thread it under, and we're gonna reach the left hand towards the right ankle. The right hand is gonna travel with us and reach it beyond the top of the mat if you can. Start to find side stretch in your Prasarita. Catching any bind that feels good. There's a multitude of places we can be, so I just invite you to tune into parts of you that want to explore these shapes. These positions and asanas are merely a framework, but we can make it work for all of us individually. This is what makes it so beautiful. Everyone working within the same framework, but making it individual to them. One more breath. And exhale, gorgeous. Travel through center, take an inhale, halfway lift. Forward fold, exhale. To the back of your mat, pivot into the left foot. Find your way to your high lunge as you inhale. The left hand is going to take the right wrist as you exhale, side stretch. From here, use that side stretch space to bring the right elbow outside the left knee. Bring the hands to connect and find your twisted high lunge. So now you can be here. You can always drop towards the right knee. Or if you want a little challenge, you're going to drag that right foot in a little bit closer. You can pause in a twisted chair pose, Utkatasana. Otherwise, you're going to flex the right foot forward. So keep squeezing the thighs together. Gaze towards the toe. Flex the ankle. Breathing 2. Breathing 1. And exhale. Travel back to your twisted high lunge. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands towards the earth. Step it back to high plank and vinyasa to lower exhale. Cobras, upward facing dogs. And downward facing dog, exhale. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Okay, bring the feet closer together. Wave it forward to your high plank. Knees to the right, sit bones back. And take it to your corkscrew turn. Wave it forward as you inhale. As you meet your high plank, you release the hips straight down towards the floor, hanging up dog. Keeping the right toes tucked, left leg towards the sky, 3-leg dog. Knee to nose, exhale, land the foot. Find your extended side angle shape again. So maybe you played with that block, walk the hand forward, and use that as your starting point. So we're really exaggerating that length to the right side body here. And sometimes it's just nice to play with alignment if we're familiar with some of these signature postures. Just to explore a degree of change in them can feel quite refreshing. If you traveled forward to your Ardha Chandra, feel free to bring that into your sequence today. 2 to hold. 1 to hold and release. Let's all meet in that extended side angle again. Inhale. Skandasana to the right leg. We exhale. Take a moment, halfway lift. And fold. Exhale. Press into the right foot. Stand tall. We inhale. We exhale just for a moment, cactus and goddess. Rise as you inhale. Take it down and fold through center to exhale. This time the left hand stays low, the right arm goes high, we inhale. We exhale, thread it under and reach towards that left ankle. But rather than keeping the torso through center, take it all the way over towards that left side. So creeping that left hand as far and wide as it can go. And then start to fold towards the left leg. Can you lengthen the breath? Can you seamlessly weave your inhale into your exhale and your exhale back into your inhale? Taking one more, make it count. And exhale here, beautiful. Travel through center. Take halfway lift. Fold, release. To the front of your mat, pivot onto the back toes. Find your high lunge, we inhale. Right hand takes the left wrist, side stretch over to the right. Exhale. Traveling into that bind if that's where you're going, twisted high lunge. Hands can connect in prayer here. Option to drop to your left knee. Otherwise, drag that left foot forward, but draw in the navel first. Find your core engagement. Lift up away from the thighs and thread that left foot through. Knit the thighs together, flex the ankle. Energize through the left toes. This is so spicy. 2 breaths. You got this. 1 breath. And taking it back where it came from. Land the toes. Release the hands towards the ground. Step it back and vinyasa. Urdhva Mukha up dog. And downward facing dog. We exhale. A full breath in. And melt towards the knees, exhale. Okay, so if you came with me on the other side, we're going to take the arm placement over towards the left. So we drop left forearm down, make sure the left hand is underneath the nose, and then right hand is in alignment with that left elbow. Sometimes I take it slightly further back. They keep wrapping as though you're wrapping the elbows towards each other. Find that engagement through the upper back. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. And breathe. Of course, always breathe. Maybe we hold. Maybe the right knee connects to the right tricep. Maybe you travel the weight forward. Maybe find a little bind of the legs. Keep lifting through the hips. You're going to have to pivot the weight here a little bit, just to counteract the shape of the arms. Let's go for 1 to hold. And exhale, release down towards the ground. Come and sit back towards your heels. Roll the shoulders back and away from the ears. Take an inhale. Take the knees a little bit wider and just walk the hands forward to your child's pose as you exhale. Just allowing the dust to settle. Allowing that new information to land in the body. And when you're ready, press into the hands. Lift the hips. Find your downward facing dog. Walk the hands back a little closer towards the feet and wider, so they're roughly coming off the edges of your mat, or they're wider than the shoulders. And then bring the toes together and the heels. Knit the thighs in. And you're going to lift the hips, lift the heels. Maybe you start to walk towards the hands, and as you arrive there, you cross the ankles, drag your bottom through, and land towards seated. Well done. You can also have blocks under the hands when you do that for some extra space. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. Find your Baddha Konasana. Take an inhale, roll the shoulders back. Reach the heart forward as you fold. So keep it nice and active to begin with, if that feels good. Taking the feet, I quite like weaving the hands underneath, shuffling the bottom back, and then reaching the crown of the head forward. Notice as you start to pause in these spaces for a few breaths longer, what starts to happen. Can you feel your body just start to give in to the posture a little bit more? Or do you feel the mind start to wander? Does the breath start to become an afterthought? Or is it the primary focus? And starting to breathe into the back body. So sending your breath into the space between the shoulder blades, into the back of the ribs, into the back of the lungs. And sometimes in these postures, all that we need is to send the breath somewhere new, to feel it in a different way. Allow the back of the neck to lengthen. Allow the head to just fall towards the arches of the feet. Where can you soften just a little bit more? What can you give into? When you're ready, we start to slowly roll up through the spine, unravel the arms, release the arms forward, take an inhale. Maybe the eyes are closed already. Tuck chin towards the chest as you slowly imprint each vertebra of the spine down towards your mat or your practice space beneath you. And dragging the heels slightly closer towards the groin, keep the knees open, sweep the arms up and past the ears and catch a bind of the elbows here. And just allow the forearms to fall down towards the ground. And if this feels a bit restrictive into the shoulders, feel free just to release the arms towards a cactus shape, or maybe they rest on the belly. And on your next inhale, you're just going to bring the right leg over and connect the right thigh towards the left. Take it into a twist and release the arms to a cactus. Drop your gaze over towards your right shoulder, right hand. Just consciously taking these closing movements and moments to indulge in this softness and slowness. It's not often we are giving ourselves permission to be here, so really enjoy it. Through center we travel. Open the knees again and then connect left thigh on top of right. And drop your chin to the opposite shoulder. Coming back through center, we inhale. And you then can either close in your Shavasana, walking the legs as far and wide as feels good. Or you can already roll up to your seated position if you want to close seated. We're going to pause for a few moments in either of those places. I'm going to pause seated today. But I just want you to start to, again, gently scan the body and all that is there with us today. Maybe it looks different to what you arrived onto your mat with. Maybe you've noticed some subtle changes as you've moved through body and breath. Maybe not, that's fine. It doesn't always happen. But one thing that I would love to invite into this space today is a lack of urgency. January can sometimes feel like we have to hit the ground running again at 100 miles per hour, and after all, we still are in the depths of winter, dark days, cold days, if you're where I am at least anyway. So don't expect energy to change too rapidly just because the year has changed. Give yourself permission to move slowly, gracefully, without urgency. Take a moment to pause when you need to pause and take a breath when you need to take a breath. And on that note, feel free to stay here for as long as you need. If you have the luxury of some time beyond this practice, stay on your backs or stay seated, enjoy the moment. Otherwise, if you are coming with me, start to bring movement into the body. Maybe a full body stretch, or drop onto one side and gently make your way back up to your comfortable seat. And once you land there, let's place our left hand towards our floating ribs and our right hand on top. And just a moment to feel this inner heat we've created, this inner momentum, inner energy, reminding ourselves that we have the choice and we can create that for ourselves whenever we need. And equally, when we need to slow down, we choose to slow down, we put out that inner fire. We cool it all down as and when we need. Bringing your hands to prayer at heart center, lift through the heart. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you so much for practicing with me online. It was a pleasure to guide you, and I hope to see you again. Jai.